ShoeTube, what is good? My name is Codstra Nostra, back at you guys with another unboxing, review, and on feet. Guys, no delay, let's get right into it. Alright fam, the Nike Kyrie 4. Scratch that, the Nike Kyrie 5. Here's the box, guys. We got essentially an all silver box. You've got some graphics on top, of course that all-seeing eye, which has been key to the Kyrie line since jump. On the top of the box, gone are the crazy squiggly lines and designs and geometric patterns and stuff like that of the 3s and the 4s. Instead, we have something a little bit more bare bones. Nothing else really going on the box except for a Nike swoosh on this backside. Kyrie 5 in the size 11. The colorway is multicolor / white. Let's check out the sneaker, guys. Bang fam, Nike Kyrie 5 in what is dubbed the Black Magic colorway, okay? Now guys, I always get very excited for a new silhouette, but when it's the Kyrie line, I'm even more excited because I go hard on these Kyries. I'm a huge supporter of Kyrie Irving and his line of sneakers. They're affordable, there's a lot of technology, and if you're hooping in these things, you need something to hoop in. You can't go wrong if this is the shoe that you decide to pick up. So guys, let's get into a little bit more detailed review on these sneakers than I typically do on just a normal colorway, because this is the first time having the Kyrie 5 in hand. That Taco PE was supposed to drop earlier than this one. Less than 24 hours before the Tacos were scheduled to drop, they got pushed back like 2 weeks, and when you looked at the schedule, that meant that the Black Magics were going to end up dropping a couple days earlier. So on Black Friday, these joints dropped. To me, this was what I was most excited about on Black Friday. This is all I picked up sneaker-wise on Black Friday. The sneaker itself is not super busy, very emblematic of that ankle taker colorway of the Kyrie 4. Essentially, you just have a black sneaker with white accent. So the Kyrie 5 sees the return of that all mesh upper. In this colorway's case, we've got an all black upper. When you actually feel some of the textures, especially as you work your way towards the back heel portion of the shoe, it reminds me a little bit more of the Kyrie 3 because it had a lot of these weird textures and stuff going on. It almost had like this braille type feel if you really felt across the back portion of the sneaker. Of course, that Nike swoosh on this colorway is done in white. The Kyrie Irving logo on the tongue is done in white. So with the Kyrie 4, the standout feature was really the outsole on those sneakers. What they really did color-wise with those outsoles were just so busy. I felt like they were always pushing the envelope. It's a sneaker that you can almost flip upside down and take pictures of the bottom of that outsole, and they're artistic enough in themselves to really stand alone. Now that the Kyrie 5 has dropped, that outsole's pretty dope as well. However, the standout feature of this sneaker is definitely going to be, it almost looks like leaves that work their way across the top of the actual lacing system. The flywire itself is actually worked through this thing. The idea for the design itself actually came from the Venus Flytrap, which of course Kyrie Irving has had colorways in past iterations of his shoes that have been called the Venus Flytrap, so it's pretty cool to see how that has sort of worked its way into the line. And essentially the idea behind that is it's supposed to take, you know, the straps that we see on shoes like say the Kyrie 2, the Jordan 8. It takes the idea of that strap and it sort of amplifies it, and it goes in a little bit of a different direction. It's weird, it sort of looks different. Like I've seen the Taco colorway and it stands out a little bit more than it does on this pair just because they're all black. When you get really close to it and you can sort of see the ribs on the end, that it really draws your eye because it's just something that's so different for a sneaker. Functionality wise, I feel like it feels really good once they're on feet. Once I actually got my feet into this sneaker and laced it up and I was walking around just doing the on feet and stuff, these things felt amazing. And the overall idea is just give a different level of support and balance to the sneaker itself between the actual upper of the shoe and the lower portions of the shoe. So everything is sort of working in conjunction with one another. It's definitely different. It's definitely a little odd. I would say it's probably a love it or hate it feature. Very polarizing, as I said before, but once you slip your feet into these things, it feels good. The lacing system is definitely responsive, and overall I really dug how it sort of incorporated the top element of the shoe into the bottom element of the shoe. Something that Flywire, ever since Nike has sort of implemented it into a lot of their sneakers, has really tried to do is really balance, you know, the upper and the medial and lateral portion of the shoe with the actual midsole, outsole, and the Zoom airbag, which leads me really into the next feature of this sneaker, which is super unique and has a great responsive feel to it. It feels very good under your feet. is the actual Zoom airbag itself. They took that Zoom airbag, which is typically square, or I guess in most cases more rectangle, and they sort of tried to shape it more to your foot, so it has almost more of like a hexagonal shape to the Zoom airbag itself. But what's really truly unique about that is there's actual like veins built into the Zoom airbag, and what I mean by that is that it's not just one solid Zoom airbag. It's almost like if you've ever ordered something in the mail and you get that plastic material that's filled with air, that's supposed to be like a bubble wrap type material. It sort of has that kind of look to it, in the sense that the Zoom Air unit itself actually flexes independently. So the outer ridges of the Zoom airbag, since it has veins worked into it, will flex a certain way with the, with the bottom of your foot, versus another portion of the Zoom Air unit, which to me, it makes a lot of sense because nobody's foot is flat. So you do want to have different degrees of cushioning, I guess you would say, when you're jumping, when you're coming down. And the other thing that they really did with that Zoom Air unit is they worked it a lot more into the forefoot area of the shoe. So it's going to be a lot more under this area where the actual Venus Flytrap, a strap of the shoe is. If you think about it, Kyrie's game, he's not the type of player to be on his heels much at all. He's always kind of on the tips of his feet, on the balls of his feet. When he's dribbling the ball, when he's changing directions and stuff like that, you're using a lot more of your toes and your forefoot than you are your actual back heel portion of the shoe. So the fact that they moved that Zoom Air unit up the sneaker, it makes a lot of sense, and more importantly, it feels amazing once you get the shoe on your feet. There's sort of a different level of cushioning. It'll be interesting to see how that feels on the court, if you're wearing these sneakers like at work or something like that, if you're on your feet all day, moving around, running around, As you work your way back to the sock liner portion of the sneaker, I was out taking some pictures of these and the 4s today, and it was really interesting to me that just the shape of that overall sock liner, it's fairly rigid, but at the same time, all the angles there make a lot of sense as it sort of works its way around like your Achilles and stuff like that. Very, very cool. Of course, as you work your way to the back heel portion of this sneaker, the all-seeing eye is extremely prominent back there. You knew that it was going to make an appearance somewhere, and you can sort of see how the swoosh on either side of the sneaker is incorporated into that to really give it that shape. The outsole on this particular sneaker, as they hit you with sort of a multicolor hit, of course that's where they get that multicolor that you see in the color code on the actual box itself. As you have that sort of pink, teal, a little bit darker type teal, green, blue, black. Overall, man, I really, really dig this sneaker. Can't wait for more colorways of these things to drop. On this particular sneaker, that black extends all the way to the midsole. You've got white speckling all down there. For a fairly plain black and white sneaker, this Kyrie 5 to me was a must, but of course you guys know I'm super biased. I'm a Kyrie head. I was going to be going hard on these joints and picking up a lot of these things. Get out there, guys, and try a pair of these things on. Let me know how these things feel on feet. Even if you don't pick them up, man, try them on in store. It's an interesting feel. There's a lot of interesting technology going on in this shoe, and overall, I think it definitely works. Guys, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're playing with these things on court yet, if you really dig these things, especially in comparison to things like the Kyrie 4, the Kyrie 3, all the way back to the Kyrie 1, or anything really on court today, Kobe's, LeBron's, KD's. Let me know in that comment section down below, guys. I hope this review answered a lot of questions you guys had about the Kyrie 5 and maybe swayed your opinion one way or another as to whether you want to pick this sneaker up. Maybe it's not this colorway, maybe it's another colorway that's coming out soon, guys. There's going to be some bangers. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Let's check these things out on feet. I am Codstra Nostra. Smash that thumbs up or down button for me, guys. Sub to the channel if you guys haven't yet. Throw me a comment down below, and I will respond, guys. Stay blessed, fam. Peace.